everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be addressing something a little bit more on the serious side, and it is answering the question, does treatment help, or what are the chances that treatment's gonna help? And if you are struggling, if someone you know, if someone you love is struggling, maybe you're considering sending them to treatment, or you yourself are considering going to treatment, this may help you know what to expect and what to expect the treatment to provide versus what you need to provide yourself. That is definitely not 100% the treatment to cure you. I believe the point of treatment is for them to provide you resources in order to help yourself. Now, I'm sure that there are going to be a lot of disagreements on my opinions on this video, and that is totally fine. I welcome them. Please leave it down in the comments below if you agree with anything I say or if you disagree, and if there's anything else you'd like to say. To put it in one sentence, yes, I believe treatment does work, but it is not one size fits all. There are so many types of therapies and so many different types of treatment plans out there that it's so important that you are put in the right treatment program. And I feel so lucky that I was sent to my RTC and it was a great program for me. Now, not only is it important that you go to the right kind of treatment program, but I believe that age and maturity and mindset is also a factor. There were some girls at my treatment center who were younger, like maybe 13, 14, and I'm not saying that this is all of them. Like, I tried to put myself in their shoes. I feel that if I had gone at that age, I would not have been able to work on myself. I would have been so in denial of my problems, and I don't think that the mental maturity really exists at that age. Again, I'm not a professional. I don't actually know this. This is just from what I've observed. I don't think that I could have done residential treatment at that age. It's so mentally exhausting to be constantly working on yourself and constantly thinking, where did I go wrong? What can I do better? The first step is definitely to accept that you need help. For me, when I was sent away, I wanted to be sent somewhere for them to help me. I wanted to get better, and I didn't know how. I didn't have the resources. Now, there are so many people sent to treatment, and not just the treatment center that I went to, who go thinking that they're fine, and they were sent away by someone else against their will, and that makes it even worse for them because they're not accepting the fact that they need help. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But the first step is definitely accepting that you need help. And I've mentioned before that my program worked in 4 stages, and the first stage was actually just accepting that you needed help. I think I was on that level for like 3 or 4 months. Second, treatment probably won't work that well if it's not the right place for you. For example, I went to weekly therapy for, well, on and off since I was a very young kid, but for a little over a year between like when I started to when I got sent away. And it was nice, but I needed a lot more than once a year. Then once I dropped out of college, I was at programs that were like a few times a week, and then I was in a program that was daily Monday through Friday, and then I was in the hospital. And those programs were not what I needed. They weren't enough monitoring my behavior. Then I went to wilderness therapy, and although I was being monitored 24/7, it was not the right kind of focus for me. And I know I got kicked out for other reasons, but I don't feel like I would have been able to make the same progress there as I did in my residential treatment center. Just the environment was different, their approach to treatment was different. It's very difficult to know what works for you, and that's why it's important to reach out to professionals who have studied and connected with all these treatment programs to help place you in the right one. So I did say a lot that I accepted that I needed help. Now, I accepted that I needed help, but I did not accept my residential treatment center's treatment program at first. That took me about 4 or 5 months to finally accept the way that they were going to approach my treatment and the program that they had set up to bring me to success. That I did not accept for a while. I didn't think that it was right for me at first. If you watch my video, First Day at Treatment, you'll see that I had a phone call with my parents where they told me that this was my last chance. So I got to that point where I was like, all right, I gotta do this. I'm gonna let them help me. I'm gonna do what they say. And once I started following the program and doing as they said and not fighting back, fairly quickly I learned that life was so much easier when I actually did as I was supposed to do instead of breaking the rules. Now, no place is going to be perfect. I do not agree 100% with everything that my treatment center did, but as I said, I don't think there's any perfect treatment program out there, but I think the one that I went to was pretty near perfect for the treatment that I needed. It is not right for everyone. I do believe that there were residents there where it was not the right program for them and they needed to be elsewhere getting a different kind of focus. So treatment does work if you let them help you. If you push back, if you're fighting against it, if you're not accepting it, if you're saying, this is stupid, I don't need this, they're hurting us more than they're helping us, you're not going to go very far. You don't know unless you give it a try, and not like a couple weeks long. I'm talking months and months. I know someone who went to a treatment program, and I talked to them after they had been there for like 6 weeks, and they're like, I'm a completely changed person. I'm so different. I know everything. And while you're in treatment, you do go through stages where you're like, oh my gosh, I had a revelation. I'm completely fixed. But you're not. You have to keep going, and you have to trust the professionals to let you know when you are ready and you have made that change, getting an outsider's perspective. Because I'm able to see now with a straight head, I can look back at other residents that I saw at the program and see where they were and where they were coming from. I can look at where I was in the program with a straight head, see why I was making those decisions. This is probably so confusing. My mind is going all over. But if you or someone you love is considering going to treatment, just know that it's not something where it's like you have diabetes and you're told how much insulin to take and how often to take it, and the problem is more or less fixed. You're given the tools, you're given the coping techniques, you are given the medication if you need, but that work needs to come from you. You need to know that you want to fix it. You need to figure out the root of your problem. You need to figure out what you need to fix. What is making your life miserable? Because I don't know about you guys, but you're most likely not in a great spot in life if you are being sent to treatment or if you are willingly going to treatment. I am all over the place. I am so sorry. So I guess I would say treatment doesn't work if someone doesn't want the help, doesn't accept that they need help, or isn't in the right program. But I believe that if you accept you need help, you know you need help, you're willing to let them help you, you are willing to put in so much work. It is so much work. It is worth it. 100,000%. It is worth it. But I do believe that treatment works if you let it. And unfortunately, treatment, it isn't a perfect science. If you were to think about people who are in treatment for alcoholism or drug abuse, there are some who go into treatment, they go into rehab, and they come out and they never touch a substance again in their life. There are some who come out and they go right back the same day they get out. There are some who relapse 2, 3, 4, 5 times. It's not a perfect science, and that potentially would happen in treatment for mental health issues. It's possible to relapse. There are plenty of residents who went to my program who graduated on a really good note and relapsed. However, there are some who left the program not on such a good note, and they're doing great now. So it's not a perfect science, but I think it's definitely worth it. I really do think it's worth it. It was worth it for me. I will stand by that all day, every day. If you have any other comments about residential treatment centers, if you think they help, if you think they don't, if you have any experiences with it, leave it down in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!